This, we call this a 5-minute miracle session. We work with cases like a shoulder, hip, knee, those sort of workshops. We kind of can maybe correct some problems and they can usually demonstrate some significant improvement afterwards. We're just using this as a demonstration of this particular device. This is a Proprio 3000 device. The name isn't particularly impressive, but actually this has been used not only in high-level athletics like the National Football League, but the originator of this, who lives in Illinois, don't count it against him, he's a great guy. From Decatur, Illinois, they actually use this for NASA, train NASA athletes as they prepare for and return from space to get their balance centers. I saw this probably about 5-6 years ago at a trade show. I thought it was pretty unique, and I thought it'd be tremendously helpful. And what this does is it's a reactionary balance device, so the platform moves underneath you, which is the unique nature of it. This is the only device north of Chicago. I don't say that to like, oh my goodness, this is impressive. I'm just saying, this is a rarity that we got this in here and we were able to, like the clinic was at a point where we could purchase this. And quite frankly, we don't make any more money because we have this. However, we think patients like it enough and it keeps them engaged and it makes additional changes that we can get than without. So that's why we have it. It's got a fancy program for it. I frankly don't understand all the intricacies of it. I'm still learning this device. This has been with us, I think, for about a year now. But it's a really super thing. So first thing you'll notice is as I set somebody up with this, we're safety conscious, right? So you'll see that right away. So who feels really brave? It could be, if you don't mind, yeah, let's do it. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is, first of all, pray that all the software is working good today, because I'll feel like really foolish if it doesn't. We put a safety harness on her. So I'm going to put that around her, if you wouldn't mind. Hold on there and there. I'll get you strapped in. So safety first, we'll see that. That's it. There we go. We'll snug that up a little bit. Snug that up a lot of it.
Well, that's good to know that you're
right.
I've been working on that issue too.
Oh, nice. It's it's not always easy, is it?
No.
How have you been doing that successfully?
Low carb, low sugar.
That's awesome. Low carb.
Not exactly keto, but
well,
really watching it.
More towards keto. That's good. That's
yeah.
good. I've been studying health and nutrition for a lot of years, and that's a number of reasons really good for you. So this has a sensor on the back of it. This is what that camera's back here will be detecting. Okay. Movement of these areas. This is going to be near her sacrum, specifically S2 for those of you who are medically minded. That represents basically her center of gravity. All right, perfect. So she's got her safety harness on. She's going to come up here. This can even tilt down a little bit to make for a shorter step. Trust me, everybody can get on this safety for the most part. You can stand in some capacity. Very solid handrails. You're going to turn around and face me, if you would, please. And then I'm going to have you position your feet maybe just a little bit forward here.
Oh, you got it up.
All right. So we're going to get the safety harness part of this hooked up. So you can't really fall here, right? The safety harness, side to side, backwards, this machine isn't going to go anywhere. So it's always good to have safety first with this. So 99% of our patients are hooked in like this. All right. So balance is your ability to maintain control with your center of gravity. All right. This device is going to move underneath you, and your goal is to maintain yourself vertically in response to that. Okay. She's holding on for dear life. This is the magic right here. This is called the Proprio rope, and the unit costs about $30,000. This did not. So, get on that now. There you go. Good.
Oh, I can't use the railing? Not yet.
You're going to look forward at that
Smiley
face over there.
Okay.
We're going to enable some, we're going to, yeah, we won't do that. We're okay. Enable chase the dot. Okay, so she has control as to when it starts and stops. She can simply push this button, and I can push it as well, right? So she's always got it. What this protocol is going to do, it's going to move a little bit in all directions. At first, in a random sort of. Her eyes are going to remain open for the first part. So, you ready? You see it kind of starts to move her. And what's happening is the device is tracking where those sensors are in relation to the movement. This is one of many types of therapeutic programs that she can use. I'm going to step in and see a little closer if you don't mind. She's kind of moving her knees, ankles, hips, that sort of thing. She's got about 34 seconds left for this setting. Would you say this is challenging?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? It's randomly moving. And we can design this so, in other words, it's moving in all the directions. We could just select one dimension so we can individualize this. I paused for a moment. You saw me pause. I looked at her and said, could she handle this program? I'm like, she can handle it, but it's going to be a challenge. Right? Unless she's challenged, it's not going to help her balance. So, but it can't be so challenged she's going to fall back and keister right away, right? That doesn't make much sense. So this device, we can also have recordings. Now it's going to pause for a little bit. Now it's going to go slower, but it's going to be larger movements. It's going to stay at that speed. It's getting to the limits of the challenge, right? Like, oh, I don't know about this. She does not want to keep holding on to that rope. She'd much rather hold on to the sides. Right?
Yeah.
Now, what do you think might happen if I had her? Don't. Okay, if she closes her eyes, obviously that's going to really challenge her system. Right? That's where the money is for a lot of people, because if they're eye dependent, if they're always using their eyes to compensate for lack of full sensation in the feet, lack of full integration of movement in the brain, whatever it might be, then they're more vulnerable. Most individuals are eye dependent for balance. Right? We could talk about simple tests like, hey, can you stand on one leg for a little while, and is that good for your balance? Yeah, it's good for your balance, but it doesn't tell you how real life operates. That you're better off for doing that than not doing that. But this is really good to the heart. Not quick. So now you get a 15-second pause. So yeah, so this will work muscles. This will work everything.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Just going to pause for a little bit, counting down. You can play little games, have them see where they bring that dot back to the center. We don't need to get into all that. So now it's a little bit random. It's moderate speed, moderate distance. I'm going to go to her side. I think towards the last 15 seconds of this feels like she's probably on a boat. I think we know what's going to happen if she were to close her eyes, right?
Let me try it. Whoa!
Yeah, perfect. All right. So, all right, you can open your eyes. Open your eyes.
I have them open. I didn't catch my balance.
Right. So that's a shock to the nervous system, right? That's a stress. A little bit much. That's not over the therapeutic. She was totally out of control there. So that's what I predicted would happen. Right? I just wanted you to see that she's safe. She's brave. She's a brave gal. She didn't mind the challenge, but if we want to train her with her eyes closed in the future, we would tame the program down a little bit to get started, so she can be successful in the crash and build that back up. And again, when people come here for this is not all we do. So I don't want that implication to be there, but it's a unique thing that we have here. So we might as well talk about it.
Do you feel when you get off of it like you're on a boat?
Usually after you're off of this, you get on the ground, and if it's a decent session, like, woo! I feel my muscles worked a little bit, and I'm kind of feeling like the floor, the experience of the world is a little bit different.
So what's the total time you'd be on that?
So I think You know, setup probably takes, and coming off of this probably takes as long as the time that you're on.
Okay.
To run the couple formal examinations that we have on here probably takes 7. And probably each only about 2 minutes each. So,
And are you supposed to look at that smiley face the whole time you're on?
oh, all right, cut. Her nervous system is like, okay, I've had enough. Jane, get me off this crazy thing from the Jetsons, right? So, I'm sorry, what was the question?
No, I just asked, are you supposed to look at that the whole time you're on, the smiley face?
Well, typically we want a forward orientation,
Yeah,
right,
okay.
of that. It kind of depends upon what we're doing. Sometimes we have people on here, we're playing catch with them. I mean, this could be
Okay.
individualized.
All right, okay.
But for the standardized testing, there's a certain way to do it so that we get consistent information. So that was great.
Yeah.
That was great.